All right, guys, good morning to everybody. This is KEL, and good to see you once again. Today is the 2nd of July, 2026. Crazy Global Market Talk with KEL. Crazy anytime, anywhere. All right, before we start this morning session, oh my God, sometimes you can really see life is just a box of chocolate. Now, this morning, I saw the game between Belgium and Senegal was leading 2-0 towards the 86th minute. That means that another few more minutes, Senegal will have won the competition. But incredibly, Belgium equalized in just 2 minutes and they won eventually. So this really tells you about life. You cannot be 100%. It was very clear that Senegal is about to win, and then Belgium just last minute went in to score 3 goals to win the game. So like trading, it's the same thing, guys. There's nothing 100%. You need to know that there's no way you can 100% record, 100% winning, 100% that definitely will happen. Things will happen along the way. You always need to protect your losses and protect your capital. Even you're winning, you still need to make sure you set some trailing stop to ensure that. And most important thing is this in trading, if you're wrong in the direction, you just need to flip your position. All right. That's very, very important. And I want to share with you about this shortly. Yeah. All right. So, of course, I'm a football fan. Yeah, I love football and I always been watching it. All right. So, disclaimer apply as usual. Please do your risk management. It's very important, especially nowadays. The market is very, very volatile. Okay. So, let's look at the fundamental first. What do we have for this morning? Okay. So, this morning, let's take a look now. Now, Samsung Electronic, SK Hynix shares tumble 7% again. Oh gosh, as cheap rock spreads from Wall Street. So apparently there is some selling in Korea again. All right. So the thing is this: the thing is that we all know that tech have been leading the market the last 6 months. So not too sure how you get this cheap rot, but then doesn't matter. Now Kevin Walsh declined to hint at the July rate decision, but says that inflation is too high. So what happened in simple English is that Kevin is saying that, okay, he cannot confirm what the rate hike or rate cut will be in July meeting, but then he feel that the inflation is too high. So there's a need to basically reduce inflation. So this is very interesting. It's typical Fed speaking, tell you something, but don't tell you everything. So make you confused, right? Okay. So last night we have the Dow closed little change after touching a new record high. The Nasdaq slide to start the July month, apparently. Okay, so the thing is this, the Dow lost about 13 points, very little. Then, of course, we have the Caterpillar, all right, pulling back as much as 7%. Nasdaq dropped by 0.66% after some profit taking. Micron dropped 10%. ScanDisk also lost 10%. But interestingly, is NVIDIA and Broadcom lost only 1 to 2%. Now, one thing to note is that there's about a name on Meta. There's a move on Meta. Meta apparently, right, decided to launch a cloud business and sell away their excess computing power. This is interesting because all the way Mark Zuckerberg really doesn't want to sell his computing power. He wants to do it, want to enhance it. Then suddenly now he decided to sell it away. Interesting. So because of that, right, the stock went up because apparently they feel that, okay, Mark has decided to do something more productive and more earning money than doing all the computing power. We all know that their AI, what's the name of the AI? Lemus, is it? All right, isn't doing very well. So that's why he knows that there's no way he can win this. So might as well do for cloud business instead and do something with all the AI material that he has. All right, so this is interesting. So that means that it's really not easy to do the AI business. You can have the money, you may have the manpower, but it's not that easy. Yeah. All right, so that is what we're going to have right now. And of course, we all know that Kevin Walsh will be delivering his remark in Portugal. So likely he won't say much, but he did say the price is a bit high. So that is what we are watching it closely. Okay. All right. So the information of what Kevin Walsh will be looking at, I'll send this information to our CRAZII news channel. Yeah. Now, one thing is that Japan has spent $74 billion propping up the yen. And I tell you, it's waste of money, waste of time. And I told you guys before, this is all waste of money. They prop it up for a short while and then the market just basically absorbed it again. Now, the private payroll rose by 98,000, less than expected for the ADP. Now, that means tonight we have the NFP. Yeah? Tonight is NFP, non-farm payroll. Now, non-farm payroll means that today market is expected to be sideways. Okay, normally non-farm payroll, you don't expect the market to move too much. Okay, so traders be careful, right? I will really seriously tell you that maybe today just go very slow or go very small in your trading. All clear? If all clear, press number 1 right now. Yeah, it's very important. Tonight is non-farm payroll day, okay, at 8:30 p.m. Singapore time. Okay, so go slow, yeah. Now, gold price lost, initially sold down yesterday after as the interest rate basically that probably going to go up is basically hitting the bullion, yeah. So yesterday gold sold down very strongly and then rebounded later. All right. So this is one thing that to take note of. I still think that gold is going to go down further. All right. But then I'll explain to you why in a short while time. Okay. So let's us see the technical right now. Oh, sorry. My MT4 is not working. So I had to change to this first. Okay. Okay. Messages coming in again. Okay. Let's look at the day chart for gold. Okay, all right. So look at the day chart for gold this morning. Okay, when you do this, you need to, make the chart looks big a bit, yeah, so you can see this better. Okay. All right. So what do we have today? Now let's just take a look over here. Now today we have the pivot 1 over here, pivot 2 over here. So which means that the market is between the 2 pivots and it's pretty far, high end, the pivot 1, pivot 2. So the market is expected to go a bit of sideways. All right, but one thing to note is that today the KSI retained as green, but the KCX retained as blue. So we have a mixed signal from the indicators. All right. Now this morning the gold opened at 4034. Initially went down, then after immediately shot up, and now when the high about 406667, and then now it's pulling back to the middle ground. But still, end of the day, you can see that the market is still basically on the sideways at the moment right now, as you can see. And of course, at the moment, you can still see that this still part of a downtrend. You can see that it's below the MA 200 and also below the MA 30. So basically, 2 MAs are still on top of it. So that means the market is still on the selling side. Now, the only thing that is saving it is the KSI green. So the thing is this, if the KSI ever turns to red, then the selling can be very drastic. So this is the low. I think the market might be going if, let's say, there's more inclination towards the interest rate hiking. Now, interest rate goes up, gold go down, yeah? So interest rate go up, now gold will have to come down, okay? So that is something that you must remember. So, but of course, the market can say that they already price in the interest rate, but usually the moment interest rate goes up, it's all right. Gold in the near term usually will come down. So you may say, then why the market is going up? Because the market is trying to push it, believing at maybe what's now oil is coming down a little bit, right? So that's why the market is buying from the bottom. But if you ask me itself, I think gold has a potential to come back down to here again. So that will give us a little bit of downside. Let me just see, can I get a downside? I doubt I can. Oh, no. Yeah, I can't get it down here. Okay, somewhere around here, about 3943. All right, around 3943 area. So where are we right now? We are at 4052. So that means about $100 away. Now we can see that the last time when the market came down to 3043, the KSI was green. So that's why the market rebounded very fast. Because this is like an elephant trade, and the market rebounded very fast, right? Within the same day, the market rebounded yesterday. So that is what happened. Okay, all clear? All right, so let me repeat myself. If the KSI ever turns red color, then gold coming down to 3943 has a very high chance. Okay, guys? All right, if all understand this, press number 2 right now. Now, there's 74 people online today. There's a lot of big numbers here today. All right, so hopefully you guys remember what I say. If gold do come down to have KSI turning red and go below OP, then the selling can be as much as 3943 or even lower. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's look at the 5-minute chart. Now, this is the gold 5-minute this morning. Okay. All right. So gold opened here this morning. Okay. Initially went up first. Then after that, the KSI come in, turn red, come down. Okay. So let me go through with you. Yeah. What happened to my own trading? I sold here. Yes. When the market go close below OP, all right, I sold gold because it was a red candle and it was KSI red and it was below the diamond line, right? So I basically follow what I'm supposed to do. I sell. But the moment I sell, after I sell almost immediately, you can see the market turns to yellow, right? Oh gosh, okay. So what I did, I had to cut my sell position and went to buy. But because the KSI back then was red in color, so I buy a small position. All right, I cut my long, I cut my short. All right, but then I buy a small position. Then when it go up, right, I was thinking that it will be able to hit the KTR, right? Very easy. And almost there. But then I noticed there's a 4 diamond here. So I quickly draw my line just to give myself the safety net. And again, when the market couldn't go up to KTR +1, I quickly cut my position when I see this guy turning red. But as you know, it's still above OP. And the KSI just turned red. So to me, it's that three reasons. I mean, although it's above OP, but it's a red candle and my KSI is red, so I cut my long position here. So basically, I was down wrong for the second time, right? I lost one time. I sell here, then wrong. Then I buy here, went up a bit, didn't take my profit, come back down, I cut, so I basically squared out. So after 2 trades, right, from a loss to a win, but the win I never take profit because never hit KTR +1, pull back again. All right, so of course it's kind of feeling pretty bad, right? But the thing is this, right? When the market go up with a big candle like this, now everybody listen to me, you can see that this particular candle is the biggest one compared to the left side, right? This is the opening price of the day. So from the opening price of the day to now, this yellow candle is the biggest. So based on what we learned in my sharing session with students, I told them, say that the body distance likely will double. And truth be told, you can see that the market after that really went up. So I quickly buy back over my position here. And because the KSI was green, I basically buy back my normal size and I put my TP here. Now, the TP level here is 4066, right, for the KTR. So I take profit at 4065. So I take profit at 4065 and I was given. And when I noticed that the market failed to stay above the 4066, I know that we cannot hold the position further. So I basically take everything out from here. Okay, so you got it. So today is a very live experience that I have, and I want you to, listen to me live. Is that I cannot be winning every time. There will be losses at times, but as long as you need to recover your losses. All clear? All right, all clear, press number 3 right now. Oh, who's right? Someone read my mind to press number 3 already. Okay. All right, so this is how I basically traded this morning. All clear? All right. And now basically, if you ask me, gold, I think is coming down because if you put a diamond line here, all right, the market has resisted at KTR +2, and now it's below diamond line, and candle KSI is red. So there's a high chance that the market will revisit OP again at 4034. Okay. Now, for those who want to sell, it's above OP. You can only sell small because even though the KSI, if you the candlestick's red color, but it's above OP, right? So sell small if you want to. If you don't want to sell, you can wait for the next buy because it could be a update later on. Who knows? If the market stay up again, you have the K trend coming in, so it's possible. Yeah. So let's see whether we have an upside or downside. All right. So if it's stay red and go below the closing, then that's it. There's no more K trend. But if it stays here and recover with a yellow candle later on, then a K trend can be established. All right, all clear? If all clear, press number 4 right now. Okay, all right, so let's continue. So I'm doing step by step to share things with you, yeah? Okay, next trade we're gonna look at, it'll be on the Bitcoin. Okay, let's stretch it up again. Now, Bitcoin, yesterday, I already tell you that I expecting to see the price coming down to 57,000. And yesterday, really, Bitcoin come down to 57,200. All right. So yesterday really came down to 57,200. And I told you guys around 57,000, you must buy back your position because the KSI is green. Do you remember? How many of you remember that I told you guys that Bitcoin will go down to 57,000, and then after that, be careful, there's a buy. If you remember what I say, put the word remember, REM. All right, that you remember that I told you. All right, so 67,135 is it? Okay, so somewhere around there, the market basically bottom out. Okay, typical bottom out signal, and then after that KSI green, so it went up, right? So went all the way up to basically KCB again. Okay, so now the question is this: is this Bitcoin going to go up now? Now Bitcoin, as you can see this morning, Bitcoin has went up again to 61,000 and now pull back a little bit. But because the boys are still buying, so maybe this is not a time to sell Bitcoin. Yeah, you should be watching this Bitcoin at the moment. Now, if Bitcoin can stay above OP, it should be able to march up again to the MA30 at 61,800. Okay, 61,800 area. Okay, that is the MA30. All right, then because of the KSI and yesterday's recovery, I don't think it will go down too much unless again it broke below pivot. Now, pivot 1 today is at 59472. Pivot 2 is the bottom right. So today is a classic buy. Above OP is a buy. All right. So this morning it was a buy. But now it pulled back, right? So we didn't watch the market. Unless you break the pivot, then it'll come back down. If not, I don't think you should sell. Okay, I repeat. Today, if you're above OP, you want to buy, can. Target is 61,800. But below OP, then don't touch because from OP to pivot 1, by right, there's nothing you can do. Okay, it's neither a sell nor a buy. So the best thing is just stay out. All right, that will be the best. Okay, all right. So that is the Bitcoin, and we look at the 5-minute chart of Bitcoin. Now, some people say that the Bitcoin 15-minute chart is accurate. Now, to me, it doesn't matter. As long as whatever you think you're useful, just go and utilize it. Yeah. Okay, so let's look at the 5-minute chart of Bitcoin. So you can see that from the morning, all right, it began to sideways, and then after that, it basically started to move higher, right? And when it go over 4P, it went all the way up to KTR plus 1 because it's above OP and above pivot 1 is a classic buy, right? So that reason why you can see the market going up. But once it hit the KTR plus 1, there's no strength at all, no strength. And the market just pull it back all the way down to the OP level. And again, pull it down all the way, but miss the pivot, just miss the pivot and recover. So basically, right now, what can we do? If you are interested to buy again, you can buy on the way up. Now, because the KTR plus 1 is already given, so this is actually a second round. And normally second round, I don't want to trade. Yeah, okay, normally I don't trade second round. Okay. All right. Gold has traded back up again, 4054. Okay, all right, that is Bitcoin. All right, let me show you a few more markets. Now, Dow Jones, let's take a look. Now, Dow Jones yesterday have just traded the new high. Yesterday, you can see the Dow Jones traded a new high. And after the new high, it pulled back down. So from another doji again. So what we have is that we have two doji, 2 times doji, yeah? Now, having 2 doji at consecutively means very big movement is coming in. So I suspect that today or today you should see either here pivot one at 52,938. So there's a lot of upside here, about nearly 600 points. On the flip side, if the market goes below OP, it's going down to the MA30, and that should be about to be 51,600. All right, so which means that what we have here is that now, if the downside happen, we are talking about we are down by, we can go down by another 800 points. Yeah, around 800 points. Yeah, 52, 3, so no, so 4, 700 points. Yeah. Okay, so upside wise is 52,938. Downside is 51,600. With two doji side by side, I think trader, you need to be very careful. All right, because there could be a big movement today due to the non-farm payroll or whatever Kevin Walsh had to say. All right. Now, my personal take is this. I think the market most of it is going to come down on profit taking because the last few days, you can see the market has been trying its best to go up, but every time it goes to a new high, it gets pulled back down quite strongly. So that means that there is some resistance somewhere, or some people know that this is the maximum cap it can be going, and it shouldn't be disturbed. Okay, somewhere around here. Okay, all right. Last one will be on the NASDAQ. All right, NASDAQ is very sideways for a very long time already. All right, so the thing is this, NASDAQ, we have a 4 diamond here. So draw the diamond line. That's why the market failed to stay above. There's a sell. But the KSI is still green. So that's why the candle are still also yellow, right? So basically for NASDAQ today, the support one, the big support will be pivot 2 at 29665. That's going to be a very major level to watch. If the market break below, then the KCB can be all the way here, and that's very ugly. But on the upside, if it goes up, it should go up with the KCB as well, right? So upside wise is about 30,200. So traders, I think you can consider to buy small towards the KCB, or you can wait for the market to come down, break below OP, then likely you'll see this 296565. Okay. All right, guys. So that will be all for today's sharing. Thank you for coming in. All right. Now, do note there is things I want to share with you is that we do have some China stocks here, and these are all live China stocks, and you can see the accuracy is the same like other like our platform, whereby you can see this is a K trend. Right, this is a higher red, higher red, higher red. So when the market turns to yellow, we can straight away buy into the China stocks. And because the KSI is also very updated, so even though the China stock is down for a few days, but we know that the market is going to go up. So that's why a lot of time itself, we cannot be straight, stick to the mud. We have to be actually able to see things differently and to make money from the market. So now basically give it a try, play around with it, and you can see the impact. We'll be putting more China stock coming in the next 2 weeks so that more and more people can look at it and still use CRAZII to trade on the China stocks. All right, guys, thank you very much. Oh, you want to see oil? Okay, Dr. Shah want to see oil? Sure. Now, sometimes I may miss out, so you must tell me what you want to see. Yeah? Okay, let me show you oil. Okay, sorry, give me some water. Now, oil still cannot buy. Yesterday, I told you guys, if the oil stay below OP, you cannot buy oil. Now, the day before, when the oil was above OP, I bought. So I make some money when it go to $71, because to me itself, it's not, it will go up much, especially the KSI was going up. So after that, then yesterday when the oil opened, you can see once the oil opened, you have no chance to buy oil because the market opened immediately go down. So there's no way you have bought oil yesterday. So yesterday I shorted oil instead and make some money to cover back. Okay. And now today oil is still trading below OP. So you cannot buy oil right now. Now the KSI is definitely still red. KCX is, although it's blinking, but it's still very negative. So why is oil coming down? As I told you guys, oil may need to cover the gap. So let's take a look at the gap. Where is it? If you have remember, we shared yesterday. All right, make it smaller. Can you see now the gap? Can you see? This is the gap. So gold oil must come down all the way here to complete the gap. Right, the gap is between here to here. That's why the market have been cascading downwards. So, okay, hold on. So what price is that? It's somewhere. Wait, let me get my cross handline. All right, it's somewhere around 67.20. Okay, it's around that 67.20. Okay, yeah, bad handwriting. 67.20. Okay, so we need to see oil coming down more, finish the gap, then maybe we will see a rebound after that. Okay, normally when gap is being covered, then after that the market will recover a little bit on technical ground. So I'm not too sure will it happen this time around, but I'm very sure that I won't be buying oil today as long as it's below OP. Then we don't do the buy. Okay, Dr. Shah, all clear? All right, your KSI is red, your KCX is really very deep blue and deep green, so it's really not good for buying. Okay, all right, no problem. As long as you guys enjoy the session. All right, take care and have a great day today. I will be trading much lesser today. As I told you, today is the non-farm payroll day, so do not try to trade too much. Yeah. Okay, bye bye.